In March 2011, the Kenyan capital Nairobi hosted a special workshop which focused on how workers in the large informal sector in Africa, who are often excluded from social protection programs and mechanisms, could be included. One example of an initiative to harness and empower the grassroots, especially in the informal sector, is World Solidarity, a Belgian-backed organization which supports social movements in Africa and other developing regions. World Solidarity's Continental Coordinator for Africa, Uzil Twagilimanam, explains the importance of involving all social partners in the construction of social protection systems.
In order to reach good social protection, social partners, all key stakeholders can take part in the building of social protection, particularly social movements. So there's no need to say that social protection should come only when there is economic development, but they should go hand in hand.
In recognition of the fact that workers in the informal sector in Africa are generally not covered by social protection programs, World Solidarity promotes and supports grassroots initiatives in this area.
And the majority of the workers that in the formal sector and rural workers don't have any access to social protection. That's the reason why for our partner organization we are developing what we call mutual health organizations, where the community, grassroots communities themselves are paying their dues in solidarity so as to build a system of social protection as far healthcare is concerned.
World Solidarity's broad conception of social protection also includes microfinance to help poor people in the informal sector work for themselves.
Once you start your own business, you get income. Once you get income, you can contribute to building social security system. That's why we do insist on a holistic approach.
Holistic support includes empowering informal workers and local communities to shape policy, stresses Twagilimanam.
Majority of the people that are talking about the problem of informal economy in rural workers are not rural workers. They are not informal economy workers. For us, we are organizing them into trade union organization, into mutual health organization, but helping them gradually to build strong counter power through organization at district level, at provincial level, at national level, so that they could be able to participate in policy elaboration.
The international trade unions and civil society movements can play an important supportive role in empowering informal workers in Africa. Erwin Weir, a senior economist with the International Trade Union Confederation, tells us what the ITUC does to help.
We certainly see the lack of social protection as a huge problem, and it's one of our top priorities to campaign for an extension of social protection coverage. So certainly that involves unions pushing for improved social protection in different countries around the world.
On the ground, what kind of support are you offering trade unions in Africa and other developing countries in this sphere?
Well, certainly we're offering them research support, communications support, but a lot of it is driven by, what they ask for. We really trust unions in different countries to kind of know what's going to work best and to really come to us when we're able to help them out in some way.
How do you as a trade union alliance deal with the informal sector?
Well, our African regional organization has tried to address that head-on by really campaigning for an extension of social protection to the informal sector.
Social protection is at an important juncture in Africa. What should be done to maintain the momentum and keep things on track? One issue is continuity. We should also avoid Africa becoming a social protection lab, warns Uzil Twagilimanam.
It appears as Africa has become a terrain where people are experimenting approaches. Yesterday we were talking about mutual health organization. After that they started universal coverage. Now they're talking about social protection floor. How should we move from one approach to another? It requires a participatory approach for designing, implementing, monitoring and evaluating policies to be implemented in Africa.
Mobilizing domestic revenue sources is not as difficult as some fear. It's all a question of transparency and good governance, emphasizes Abdul Malik Gichuki, Executive Director of Kenya's National Volunteer Network Trust.
There's a misconception that Africans don't like paying taxes, but it's only because the taxes have been misused and people don't want to pay where they don't know where their money is going.